Okay, now today we're talking about some Tarkov stacking. Now this is generally what I've done with every one of these new games for these extraction shooters to be a little bit more successful. So if anyone's heard of Atomic Habits, one of the main things in that book is, stacking the things that you do on a daily basis. So this is for all the people here that are trying to add a little bit of psychology into the Tarkov layering system. How do I become a bit better? So unless you're going in with a friend, a lot of newbies, Timmies, you guys are grouping up, or if you're grouping up with friends, there's nothing worse than playing this game and dying over and over again without seeing who killed you. What killed you? Why did I die? Whatever it is. So if you start doing some of these things as you're going into the game, whether or not you've got 0 hours or 100 hours or even 200 hours, sometimes it's just a little bit of a change of mindset. But have you done these things in order to get a bit better? So number one, the first thing, and these first three really kind of go hand in hand, is checking the tasks that you've got. Having a plan. Because the way that the tasks are designed in this game is that they have a designated purpose for you to go from point A to point B. And subsequently, the maps are massive in this game, especially compared to others. So learning that map in one go, that's difficult. But if you use the point A to point B, you'll be able to slowly start mapping along, what does this place look like? Where are the landmarks? Where's the loot? What can I, where can I go to get to this task done? So that's building you a path. What that really does is, it's kind of like a river, path of least resistance. The water flows downstream and it creates that channel. You're doing that exact same thing, introducing that map knowledge, you're going towards that target. And on top of that, even if you keep dying, you're going towards that same target over and over again. You're not trying to identify too much at any given time. Just like this map of shoreline right here, you're slowly paving this path or carving this path in. Not only that, once you start doing this, especially the reiteration over and over again of the same task, especially if you're dying, is that when you do start surviving, even if you didn't get the task done, you're able to go and extract some of that loot. So it brings us to the next part here, which is always wear a backpack. I mean, sometimes, even if you're doing a pistol run, an MBS runs you only 12K or so. So that 12K give you an extra, I think it's 16 slots. 5,000 rubles per slot is what you average you're going to be able to get anyways. I mean, it doesn't go much lower than that, especially if you have the flea unlocked. You're looking at already, what is that, an extra 80,000 rubles or so? 80, 100,000? So that's it. Wear a backpack. Next, scav into every single raid that you go into. I mean, when you've got a scav, and my buddy is the one that he just started playing the game, but he does more scavs than PMC runs, probably because it's a little scary going in as a solo player. But when you use your scav, you're able to start again, continue carving that channel, figuring out where you're supposed to be going. Where's the loot spots? Where are the extracts? Where's the high priority areas that everyone goes to? Now that we're back here, thing is, in this game, you're gonna die. I mean, whether it's this extraction shooter or another extraction shooter, dying is part of this game. But the whole thing is that, at some point, the game gets a little frustrating sometimes. You can play it over and over again, but at some point, you just need to turn it off. And if that's what happens, go play some Call of Duty. Go play something that's arcadey. Take your mind off of it. When you come back, just like getting a fresh haircut, you gotta see a disheveled old goat. The one that looking like your hair's down to here and hasn't been shaved and you got split ends. But once you get a haircut, it changes your perspective. You get to go back in and you feel a little bit better. Okay, you're back into the game now. What you've done, you've gone from point A to point B. You've identified these. You've gone onto shoreline doing, Lend-Lease Part 1, and you've figured out exactly where you need to go to pick up the different items. So you're back in the game. Now looking back at your stash, there's nothing worse as well than dying because you didn't bring painkillers to make it out of the make it to the extract. So even if you're on a standard account, identifying what the meds are that you need to bring into the game, going in with them, and just making sure that you got each one. You've got one for pain, you've got one to cover light and heavy bleeds, and you're good to go. After you've done all these things and you've started carving out this map knowledge, this is when, and I feel like this is a little different because some people say just go in and get rid of gear fear, but You can't get rid of gear fear if every time you run into an open field because you didn't realize how bad it was or how big it was, you get shot going across that and just lost your only tier 5 armor that you got. So getting rid of gear fear only really happens, and I feel like this is a prerequisite of when you finally start identifying, where am I going? Why am I going there? I mean, you're not going to go in and bring your best gear in if you're going into Shoreline, which you know everyone runs 3-4 mans going into Resort. You're not going to do that as a solo player. So you bring in the crappier gear because you're probably not going to win that firefight anyways. But knowing when you want to bring in that gear because maybe you're finally going after a boss on customs. Customs is also kind of a bad example. Every map is bad for solo players. It's still difficult. But once you figure out the maps, that's when you start bringing in the gear. And subsequently tying it all back, if you're going in every map with a backpack, even if you got a 20-30% survival rate, but you fill your backpack up every time you do survive in that 20-30%, you're going to be making more money than you're losing. There's no way about it, but you got to bring that backpack in, you got to go into your scavs, and you're going to be fine. You'll have no reason not to bring in those tier 4s, buy that extra 100k trooper. Now, before you go into the raid, this is one thing that I've seen, and some creators have definitely mentioned this, but it's a way to just kind of get over the hump of after you just died. But when you start up and load up that game, it's twofold of why it's good. Build out 2 or 3 loadouts of that same gun, the same armor. If you're a standard account, just the same gun, that would be fine. But what it does is it allows you to go quicker into games. You're not spending 10-15 minutes in the menu. And then as well, you're figuring out how that gun works. Because one thing, and this is, God, you could apply it to anything, but if you're not really functional with one thing, you're not giving yourself the ability to be successful with that one. Call it the one gun that you really like, you're really good with. Use it, especially on those, as you're starting to build up this confidence in the game. And the last one, this is something that I see all the time. It's kind of funny, but it's probably going to save your life as a newbie. But every single bit of sound that you make in this game makes noise. And you'll see it all, but yeah, when you're crouched and you turn left and right, someone heard that. When you scoped in, yeah, they heard that too. You toggled your fire rate, yep, dropped your bag, dropped your gun, used a med, you went prone, crouched, just assume every single thing that you did made some noise. And similarly, if you think they didn't hear you, they probably did, and you sitting in that corner because of some right-hand peek, W key, warrior chatting in towards you, you're gonna die. So just, if you think that they heard you, get the hell out of Dodge. I think that's really about it. There's gonna be some timestamps in the description. If any of these just kind of helped in the way that you think you should start prioritizing, making going in with a plan, identifying your tasks, and then slowly starting to carve that channel instead of just exploring the entire map, whatever it might be that helped. Drop a subscribe because we're going to have a little bit of a health tutorial, 5 minutes, nice and quick. And we'll be doing the same thing, just trying to help out. We've only recently just got into the Sherpa Discord just to go and start helping out some newbies. And to my disbelief, there's still a ton of people that are just starting to play the game. And this is the best time to start playing Tarkov because you're mid to late wipe. You're not going through where you've got, thousands of concurrent players playing the game. A lot of maps are empty. And you're able to just go and explore and usually just get into maps where you might not even experience too many players. Granted, when you do experience them, they're most likely chatted out, and well, that's the unfortunate part. But anyways, right. Wookie Bandit signing off. I hope this was helpful for at least someone out there.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!
Okay, hang on. Here, take this.
You motherfucker.
Oh, that's funny.
You did that just to insult me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just not used to dropping these things.
That's what calling him a fruit bitch.
Here. That's exactly what I get. Here, take that.
I just booked it.
Jesus. Okay, Timmy.
Stick around and
oh, it's all good.
Secure for y'all.
No, keep going, buddy. I want to make sure you get out alive. That's all that matters. If you want to hide behind this rock and then just do one last bolt, one last push. Whatever you do, just get out of here.
I'm standing on top of an amp.
You can go to the left, by the way, just so it's safer in the future.
He's left. Oh yeah, it's true actually.
Yeah, but it's all good. You guys are over there.
I just run out to the front like this.
Thank you guys.
know what? You got your satellite done. Sick, dude. Signals.
It
Signals.
took me forever.
Oh, it's dope.